Ricky Thornton Jr. and Hudson O'Neal have weighed in on the new format for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, specifically that championship format that they are changing in the upcoming 2024 season from the winner take all one night race at Eldora to now a seven race series for the championship after the top four qualify for that kind of chase. Before we get into this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at John Trent Racing. Before we get into what Ricky Thornton Jr. and Hudson O'Neal had to say, let's go over exactly what the Big River Steel Chase for the Championship format will be for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series in 2024. We have this press release here released back in December 8th from the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and this is what they say. The next evolution of the chase for the championship will put an even greater emphasis on the final four drivers. The round-by-round format will continue to award teams cash prizes at four different intervals throughout the season. However, bonus points will not be awarded after each round. The Big River Steel Big Four will now be settled at the 20th annual Lucas Oil Late Model Knoxville Nationals on September 21st. From there, the four championship contenders will battle for the 20th Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series National Championship at the remaining seven races of the season. The modified title format is already driving up purses for the new season. September 28th, Jackson 100 at Brownstown Speedway, and October 5's Pittsburgher will now pay $50,000 to win, both up from $30,000 to win in 2023, simply because those crucial events are now part of the seven-race chase for the title. It's 7 points events. It's 7 points events, and if we have a rainout along the way, it is what it is. We think that's a unique group of racetracks. Series director Rick Schwally said, Brownstown's a small place, Pittsburgh's a bigger place, dry, slick usually. East Bay is wildly different than both of those. And then headed to Eldora. In that group of racetracks, the cream will rise to the top, and that's how we're going to crown our champion. You can see here what the Big River Steel Big Four Championship events are. You have the September 27th race at Brownstown for the third annual CJ Rayborn Memorial. You then have the 45th annual Jackson 100, also at Brownstown on September 28th. They then go to Atomic Speedway for a midweek race alongside the High Limit Series on October 1st, the night the stars came out, $20,000 to win there. And then October 4, they go to Pittsburgh's PA Motor Speedway for the 36th annual Pittsburgher. We have 2 nights there, both on the 4th and the 5th. And then they go to East Bay Raceway Park the next week there will be 2 non-points races there on, I think, Thursday and Friday on October 10th and October 11th. And then a points-paying race on October 12th for that $50,000 to win. And then they go to Eldora for the championship, the 44th annual Dirt Track World Championship, which is also the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Championship finale. So obviously the best driver of the final four of those 7 races will be crowned the champion. I definitely think this is a better format than the winner-take-all format they had last year, where it was just 4 drivers determining 4 drivers. Best finisher at Eldora wins the championship. That happened to be Hudson O'Neal, the driver who dominated the entire season last year. Ricky Thornton Jr. Got involved in an accident 8 laps into the race and never really recovered. He did end up finishing 3rd just due to attrition and Davenport having a mechanical failure. So let's get into what some of these drivers had to say that were in the championship for last year. Specifically, let's start with Ricky Thornton Jr. He spoke to Flow Racing at the Castrol Gateway Dirt Nationals. That's happening this weekend. This is what he had to say. He said, we all didn't know exactly how last year would go. A few of us weren't really keen on the one race deal. I'm glad this year they talked to a lot of the teams and tried to figure out something to make it better. Obviously, that's what you want a series to do. He said, we're thinking it's going to be 4 or 5 races, and it's 7 races. So I think that part of it is going to be really nice for whoever is in that position. We aren't 100% sure what we're doing just yet. I say we're 99% sure we're back with Lucas, but it's not 100% yet. I think regardless, they're trying to improve it. Either way, it's still a lot of money no matter what. So Ricky Thornton Jr. obviously sharing that he was was a critic of the winner-take-all race at Eldora last year. He likes how they've moved forward to kind of the 7-race chase, and it looks like he is going to be returning to Lucas. Obviously, he's not confirming that yet, but he's saying he's 99% sure. As for Hudson O'Neal, who was your 2023 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, he actually gave some commentary while he was in the booth on Friday night for the heat races right before they got started out there in St. Louis in the Dome. Let's listen to what he had to say here. This is what he had to say.
Here, thoughts on the 2023 championship and how things played out? Obviously, it played out well for you, but your thoughts going in and the tweaks they've made for 2024?
Well, starting off with 2023, I think that it was unfortunate the way it all happened. But we all knew that going into the year. We
Sure.
knew what the risk was. Unfortunately for Ricky, it didn't quite work out the way he wanted. But we all knew going into it that could be any one of us up there that got all those points taken away. So. Going off into 2024, I feel like the format is going to be way better. I think that if you have something like had happened to Ricky or Jonathan, broke a motor on the 100 lapper on Saturday at Eldora, I think that gives you a little bit better of a chance to overcome things like that. So really looking forward to a little bit better format, and I think it's going to be not only an interesting one race now, but an interesting 5 or 6.
That is what Hudson O'Neal had to say. Obviously, it's going to be 7 races, not just 5 or 6. So both Ricky Thornton Jr. and Hudson O'Neal think that this chase is the better format. I think anyone would think that it is the better format than just kind of one race deal to win it all. And that includes having those like kind of mechanical errors or being involved in an early race accident, just kind of taking you out, especially those 2 championship contenders being pretty much out of the race really early. For Ricky Thornton Jr., obviously really early on. And then Davenport just with attrition. I mean, that entire race, there was so much attrition. It was probably kind of a miracle that O'Neal and Moran were able to stay out there, especially O'Neal having some of the issues that he had with a flat tire and everything like that. But that is what Ricky Thornton Jr. and Hudson O'Neal had to say. I think that I agree with both of them that this is a better format, and I can't wait to see the racing that we get to see in these 7 races towards the end of the season, as well as all the racing that we'll get to see leading up to those Knoxville Nationals, where we will get to see who will actually be in the Final Four, competing for the championship in those 7 races. And who knows, maybe we get some ringers like Bishop did at Eldora, where he comes in and steals the show, and maybe someone like Bobby Pierce comes in as well. It could be fun. Either way, we're going to get great racing next year, I think, in the super late model divisions in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. But I really like this new format, and I think it is the best for the series. But let me know what you guys think about this. Leave a comment in the comment section below.